First of all, I'd like to say, Wake Forest got I got to say, coming in, they're a very good football team. An outstanding defensive football team offensively. They usually don't turn it over. We were able to create some turnovers today. Special teams, they did a great job. They're a veteran team, on defense especially. We knew going in it was going to be very tough. But we didn't play as well as we needed. Our defense was outstanding. My hat's off to our defense. They were outstanding. I mean, played the run tremendously well, pressured the quarterback, contested throws, created turnovers, created opportunity. And when they were put it back against the wall, they played their tails off. Can't ask enough. They're getting healthy, they're getting better, they're playing better, playing with more confidence. Those young guys keep playing, keep adding more guys. Very, very happy with their progress and what they're doing right now. Offensively, didn't do it. You got yard, didn't finish drives. Had drives to finish, had a couple guys open the first time, just had protection issues, not always offensive line, sometimes a back or a tight end or different things. Had throws we could have made and didn't finish drives. And I knew that was going to be a key going in because Wake stretches the game out. They get a couple first downs, they let you run it, and you never hit big plays because the way they play defense, they play the big umbrella and a lot of things underneath. It milks the clock. If you don't score touchdowns in the red zone, it gets to be a very tight game, just like it did. If you can score some touchdowns, you did. That's what hopefully we can score 2 or 3 more touchdowns right down there. We'd been in great shape. Kind of game would have played out about like I thought it was going to. That's the way it always. They do a great job of playing to each other. We got to do a better job. Too much pressure on DeAndre up front. But he played pretty decent. Had one mistake right there, and then had a fumble at the end. I wish could have held on, but we had guys coming open, and it did happen. We missed some blocks and didn't do the things we needed to do. But at the end of the day, won a football game in a tight situation. So I'm very proud of our guys for that thing. A lot of young guys that fought through things and kept grinding. 2 first downs at the end, or 2 or 3 first downs at the end, was very critical. I mean, we got 2 or 3, I couldn't remember. But they had a lot of clock up right there. Defense played smart, and we managed and got out of the football game. So good win. Got to heal up now. We're banged and bruised and have been for a while after last week's game and this game. Get a week to heal up. Have some great practice this week. Clean some things up. Get ready to go down the stretch because we got some great football teams coming. Clemson, NC State, Boston College, Syracuse, and Florida. So it's going to be a heck of a run. This league is turning, as you all say, like I said, this is a heck of a football league, my guys. There's a lot of good teams, a lot of good players. You're going to play your A game every week. We need to get healthy and get ready to go. So, questions?
You mentioned you have to heal up. How's Bobo? Saw him walking back out on crutches.
I don't know. I have to wait and see.
Jimbo, Miami lost today. How much did that game take out of both teams, you think?
It does. I mean, those games do, but that wasn't it today. I mean, that was Wake Forest playing good on our part. I don't know about the Miami, North Carolina. I can't speak for them. But those games do take it out of you, but that's not an excuse, and you got to play them every week. And that had nothing to do with our performance today. We had opportunities to make them. We didn't make them, and Wake made it what happened today to us. But I don't know. But I mean, in their case, I don't know.
With that in mind, how good is it to get out of here with a win going into the bye?
Huge. I mean, it's huge. I mean, and that, like I say, every game in college football now, you see them, man. Everything's coming to the wire. There's good football players everywhere. There's good teams. There's good coaches. Guys are playing well. And the ability, don't ever underestimate the ability to win football games. Don't ever underestimate the ability to win football games.
Jimbo, it seems like Erman Lane is really kind of found a spot back there.
He's more natural on that side of the ball than he is on the offensive side of the ball. And I don't mean that in any disgrace. The guy is playing very natural, making tackles, physical, found a home, got hope. I mean, playing good football. I mean, you talk about timing it up just perfect.
Joe, to follow up on that, you've had a lot of guys move positions over your career. You had a guy that fast in just a few weeks started.
Not quite like that. That's what's amazing because you're talking about how you spin down, the way you cover your leverage, and 2 deep, 3 deep. I mean, that people don't realize football today is not simple. You know, up front sometimes you can get a little simple, turn a guy loose, but you're in the secondary and you're a safety because you're required to make calls and checks, and you're average and you're leveraging. And I mean, the guy's done a tremendous job. I mean, a tremendous job.
When you recruited him, did you think he had?
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of those guys, we like to recruit guys that we think can swing both ways in that body type. I mean, there's no doubt I didn't think he couldn't. You know what I'm saying? But we thought he was going to be a receiver and ended up being a DB.
Aside from USF, of course, Charleston, so it seems like first half have kind of been a little bit of a sticking point for this team offensively. What do you think it's been?
Well, you go back. First half, Ole Miss, we did a little bit. We haven't had 3 and out till today. Today's the first 3 and out. You at least want to change field position. Charleston Southern, we scored. Who was the third game? Louisville, we moved it and then got the sack and then scored the next 2. Who was the fourth one? South Florida did it. North Carolina, we actually went down and had 3 field goals. I mean, you say you didn't score, you kicked 3 field goals and scored 9 points in the first quarter. It still was 15. Then last week at Miami, we missed a cut. If Dalvin hits the first 3rd and 1, it's a touchdown. I mean, it's a walk-in. He just missed a cut. Second drive, we're moving it, and he dropped the ball on the empty play that set us back, and then we scored. And then this week, 3 and out. They busted our tail. So it's not as you got to finish drives, but it's just part of it. Got to get better at it. Got to work on it. We try to script them, do everything, come out, energy. Got to play better. And on defense, remember they were starting so now they're starting good. So I mean, we just got to gotta keep going. Just keep playing and coaching and doing what we're doing.
I know last year you talked a little bit about, hey, with these first halves, it was guys trying to be too perfect, and then they got it in the second half. Is it still that, or is it something?
No, ain't that. I mean, we play well, play bad. I mean, that's good teams you're playing some good people too. Yeah, like I say, North Carolina have to kick 3 field goals. Is it that bad? Miami, if you make a cut. I mean, it's not drastic. It's just you got to execute what you're doing and do what we do.
Jimbo, how encouraging was it after the game last week for your defense to come out and play as hard and physical?
Oh, played
as it
great
did?
today. They did. They just controlled the line of scrimmage. Getting them guys healthy up front is making a difference. Our defensive front. I mean, and becoming, playing like they can play. And very proud of them. Man, you talk about situations they got put in today. And they played their tails off. Cover did everything.
You were worried about the relief syndrome, and they didn't seem to show
No,
it.
they didn't. They didn't. We didn't show relief syndrome either. I'm gonna tell you, Wake's got a very good defensive football team. You can say it all you want. And how they play, they stop you from creating big plays. You know what I'm saying? The way they play, they don't give up very many big plays. They make you execute. And if you get to the red zone, like I say, you kick field goals, then that's when you get in a dogfight with them.
Jimbo, you said Travis was playing well, but the catches weren't there. How good was it to see?
Really good. I mean, got moved around, got the ball to him, which he did. And there's some balls that DeAndre could have thrown to him the last couple of weeks. He just happened to, had 2 guys open and picked another guy. You know what I'm saying? But it was good. How many do you have? 13. That's great. I said he's been playing good football. I mean, he really has. So, good to get him back.
Playing good football, but what does it do for a player's confidence to have that validation in the stats?
Oh, no doubt. Anytime you go get numbers, you look at it, makes you feel good, makes you play good, knowing you're doing it. I mean, it validates it though. You hit the word right on the head. Kind of validates what coaches are telling you, saying, was he really saying that? Am I really doing it or am I not? You know what I'm saying? Because you think, well, am I not getting the ball? But that's where you got to keep believing. And that's why I say his maturity came through. So instead of saying, well, no, I'm not, he just keeps doing what he's doing. All of a sudden, now the balls came to him.
Jimbo, the defense is also making some big plays, so changing the game a little bit.
Sacks,
Yeah.
difference makers up front. Stop 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13 on the run, getting a loss. You know what I mean? Winning the sticks game, which is, that's the name of the game. And that's what we didn't do today. We got behind the sticks at times. And like I said, we moved the ball. We had 442 yards, but they had 252. It had sacks, created turnovers. It was great. That's one thing they're doing this year is creating turnovers. And they're getting pressure on the quarterback.
Josh Sweater over the last couple of weeks looks like he's sort of taking things up a notch.
Well, he's healthy. When you get to clean that knee out, and get a couple of weeks, and I'm not being said, but that makes a difference. And then not his ankles. I mean, the power. You can create Christmas, those inside guys. Then you get Burns, you get that mix, and then DeMarcus Walker, and then you got 2 or 3 guys going and get inside push along with outside pressure. It confines that thing, and it just makes it better and better.
And Jimbo,
Dalvin had to come out for a series. What kind of happened to him there?
Got banged up inside somewhere. Got not football. I mean, that's the best way I can put it. I mean, they made a good hit on him. He caught a ball coming inside. And a D lineman retraced back out. And, there's the guys, sometimes they catch you when you're not looking. You know what I mean? Your eyes are going downfield. You get caught coming back up. Those big guys. And just got caught.
Jimbo, going back to the defense, the pressure that they are generating up front, how big is that for the back end, for the secondary, some of those younger guys to get confident?
Oh, it does. And you ain't got to cover forever. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, like I say, when you ain't getting pressure, I don't care what the DB is. Eventually, somebody's going to get open. You know what I'm saying? And they did a good job. And I'll tell you the other thing our DBs did a good job of today. When they scrambled, broke contain, staying on their guys, contesting throws, and not sometimes, one time in 2 minutes right there, we had a guy came off and chased the quarterback instead, stayed in coverage till he crossed the line of scrimmage. But, they're saying discipline even when the scrambles break out. They're still contesting those throws.
Jimbo, Tavius Jackson made his first career start. What did you think of his performance?
Good. I mean, I know I have to watch it on film. It's hard to see it in there, but he was making calls. This guy's going to be a really good player, man. He gets it. I mean, he knows the calls. He's a smart guy, studies the game. He's not only just a physical guy, but he's a smart guy. He's a very cerebral guy, very cerebral player.
Jimbo, with DeAndre, that one drive where he hit Whitfield, Rudolph, and then Tate for the touchdown, back to back to back. What were some things that were going on with that play calling? And
well, we were getting protection. And I don't mean that. I mean, when he gets time, he's making throws. He makes good tight throws. And he did for the most part the second half. I really, except for the one mistake he made on the boot play. The guy undercut us and he made it. But his decision making on the day, even though he got hit, was good. And then when he got his time to set his feet, man, he was hitting the guys we need to hit. And we just got to keep going. But again, they did a good job.
Is any of the pass protection stuff on him, or is it the guys?
Before I say anything, let me look. And it's not always, I mean, you're talking about 3 things now. I know the first one, we had tight end get beat. On the one we had in the corner of the end zone, we had tight end, and we had him actually slat it, bang. He had him come off. There was another one. We had an inside guard in one. We had a back on one. I mean, so, you know, you're talking about three different things. You're talking about offensive line, you're talking about backs, you're talking about receivers. I mean, tight ends, you know, when you're talking about protection. So before I say that, and I'm not criticizing our guys, we got to pass protect better, because when he sets his feet, man, he can make throws, and he can make plays, and it's really good. But we got to look at it and see, and make sure we're asking guys to do what they can do. I mean, we slid some protections, which should have been pretty good, but, you know, I'm not. We got through it, and we'll figure out what happened. Like I say, did all that, still threw for 319. Just think we can protect the daggone guy.
Jimbo, when you talk about winning football plays, the tackle that Dalvin made.
Oh yeah, going right there, the heart right there to go make that play, and then hold off and miss a field goal. I mean there's a perfect sign of what this team thinks. Not pouting, not playing. Even though it wasn't playing its best at times when on offense, they still played hard. I mean, you can't say they didn't play. Because a guy misses a block, you say you don't. Now that's not. There's a difference. That's not playing with good technique. Playing hard is when you're putting your strain in. They did that. We just got to strain with better technique. But him to go get that play, and you're right. I'm glad you brought that up. I apologize for getting that. That was a huge play in that football game. I mean, as big a play as there was. Because we get us pushing back, they miss a field goal. That just tells you the heart of it. Talking about a guy who can run it, who's banged up, who's bruised, who usually has had some great games, still had 100 yards. But at the same time, shows you what kind of team player he is. Anybody?
Yeah,
You always got one more. Hurry up.
you put me on the spot, I forgot.
You can't handle the pressure? What if you're calling play? What if you're calling now? Sorry, think about what you got. Seriously.
Well, now, in all seriousness, I mean, now that
I figured you'd come up with one.
I don't fall under pressure. Now
Oh, nice. Yeah, look on his face. He ain't playing no lateral. He got that serious.
We're not a team in here.
seriously, now that you're at the bye week, looking back, I mean, what would you say has been the biggest thing you and your team have taken out of what's been a really tough stretch?
It's college football. Name me a team that ain't had a tough stretch. Everybody's played with their guts on the line, scratched and clawed for a win or two, and every play matters. You got to get better, and you got to work at it every week. That's college football. I think it's going to be college football to the end of time. I think you're going to see more of this type of stuff throughout. And you got to play, and whether you're young, old, you got to get better every week. Everybody can play, and this league is a really good league. I think this league is as good as anybody. I tell you. Now that sounds crazy or not, but I'm telling you now, there's good football in this league. Good.